We'll call this meeting to order. Barren County Fiscal Court, March 18th, 2025, 9 a.m. Please call roll.
Jeff Fox.
Here.
Derek Pettigo.
Here.
Tim Durham.
Here.
Tim Coomer.
Here.
Marty Kinslow.
Here.
Ronnie Stinson.
Here.
Brad Gross.
Here.
Judge Bird.
Here. Today, the invocation is with District 2. Mr. Derek Pettigo, please announce.
I'd like to introduce Brother Shane McCandless, also known as the mayor of Cooktown.
Thank you this morning for having me. Sorry, it's not too many times I've had to stand in front of a body like this. Just want to say I'm appreciative of what all y'all do for our county and our church, and what just so much. I'm thankful for this morning. And the Lord's blessed us with a beautiful day out here. I don't know if you've been driving and seen the green grass growing and the flowers growing, but sure thankful this morning. If you would just bow your head with me. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you, Lord, for this day, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for this number, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for all the ones representing all the departments, Lord. Be with them, Lord. Be with this body, Lord. We just ask you, Lord, go with us and help them make the right decisions, Lord. When I believe when we come in one mind and one accord, we'll make decisions pleasing unto you, Lord. And it'll be perfect, Lord. There won't be any scuffles or no arguments, Lord, but it'll be pleasing unto you, Lord. Yeah. Lord, just help them, Lord, and help us, Lord. Lord, be with the citizens, Lord, of this county, Lord. This is one of the best counties, Lord, to live in. I believe it, Lord, that you made it for us, Lord. Lord, just help us and go with us, Lord, and protect us, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Shane. Everybody, please stand for the pledge. Well, first off, we need to do is Shannon here yet? I think that's Shannon. Yeah, no, that's not Shannon. Okay, is Shannon? No, I haven't seen Shannon come in yet, so we will wait for the proclamation, okay? Everything good online over there? He can hear me. He's listening. Is everyone's mics on? Everyone good? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we'll hold on our proclamation until Shannon gets here. Trying to make sure she's still not here. The adoption of the orders of the day. We need to approve the application for the removal of the grave and the cemetery. Every one of the magistrates have gotten a copy of this. Mr. Richardson, I'm going to do a motion and a second before Mr. Richardson can speak. Mr. Richardson, please step over if you don't care. I know you're loud, but it'd be better to hear you there on the online. So I need a motion and a second to do adoption of the orders of the day first.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kinslow. Second by Stinson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we need to make a motion to approve the application for the removal of the grave or the cemetery. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. Okay, please discuss. How you doing, Mr. Richardson?
I'm fine, thank you,
Good.
Judge and members of the court. I'm here today on behalf of the Kentucky Industrial Alliance, which is an organization that's bought property in Cave City. It is the land, so you'll understand where it is, bordered by the railroad, CSX on the east side, I-65 on the right side or west side, and it is across the street from the Cracker Barrel, a large tract of land there that is on the verge of being the site of some very special businesses, organizations that will provide substantial employment in Cave City and Barren County. It turns out that there are located on that property 2 abandoned cemeteries, and we're here today to ask you for authority to remove those cemeteries and reinter the people in the Cave City Cemetery, or that's the intention, to put them there. Now, the statute provides that in the event that a cemetery has been abandoned for 10 years or more, that you have the authority to do that. I have attached a couple of photographs to this application showing that the areas that the cemetery is in are completely overgrown with trees and so forth. So obviously it's been abandoned for 10 years. If you authorize this removal, the process is that the applicant has to notify the public for 60 days that this application is pending. After 60 days of notice, if no one objects, you will automatically enter an order or resolution having the cemeteries moved. If someone does object, we'll have to come back and discuss that. This removal is overseen by a licensed funeral director. They remove the remains and reinter them in the proper place. So we think that this is an issue that is very, very likely to produce good results for Barren County. We'd ask that you adopt this.
Magistrates, any questions? I can say I've worked hand in hand with Denny and developers and Mayor Hatcher, and I do second what you're saying in regards to this is a vital part of getting those opportunities to come. Yep. Anything else? All right. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. So 60, motion carries. So 60 days from today, correct?
Excuse, yes.
60 days.
We'll put the notice in the paper.
Okay.
Pay for it and give you a head of it.
If you submit it, just giving you a heads up too, if you submit it today, they can get it in Thursdays, but you have to get it there by noon.
I'll do my best.
I'll just let you know, giving you a heads, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you to Denny, Mayor Hatcher too. This is exciting. Hopefully everything kind of pans out. So, okay, next up, welcome. Thank you all, everybody, for being here today. Big group. We're still missing one of the special guests today, so once she comes in here, we'll do the recognition at the end. There's really no announcements. There's no events coming up that I don't know about on the downtown area. Nothing really in the next few weeks. Just a spring, thank God. Maybe some better weather. So I don't know of any other events coming up in the area other than just, like I said, you got spring break and some stuff like that for the school systems, and that's it. So next up, we'll have the approval of the minutes for the March 4th, 2025 meeting. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Gross,
Second.
second by Mr. Pettigo. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Just something else to note, too. I know some people have heard this and not, but we do have 2 meetings a month now. We have one at the first Tuesday online by Zoom, and then we have one always our third Tuesday in person. So I know some people didn't know about that. I think we had the last meeting. We got it up online. We're figuring that part out about getting the Zoom part put up pretty quick on the online YouTube. So that's something new, and it's actually worked. No announcements. Okay, report. County Judge, well, hold on real quick. Joe, are you all good to go? I mean, you're good? You're not in a hurry or anything? Because I know you're good. Okay. You're good. Okay. All right. Let's do the reports. Approve the County Judge Executive Report. Approve the County Monthly Financial Report for February 2025, subject to audit. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer. Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. County Attorney, you need to approve the County Attorney Monthly Settlement Report for February 2025. Need a motion and a second.
Make the motion.
Motion by Durham,
Second.
second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the County Clerk February 2025 fee report, subject to audit. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Pettigo,
Second.
second by Botts. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And last department report. Need to approve the Sheriff's February 2025 fee report, subject to audit. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Stinson. Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Is coroner, oh yeah, there you go, Mr. Gibson, you're up.
Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
Barren County Coroner's Office, for the month of February. Unfortunately, we've had another busy month. We had 22 death investigations for the month of February. 20 of those natural, 2 accidents. One was due to an overdose and one was due to a house fire. January, if you recall, was busy. We had 20 in January, and to date, in March, we've already had 10 calls. We've had 52 calls for the year. Any questions?
Thank you, Tim. Next up, County Clerk. I'm glad I didn't wear that dress today.
I know, I was thinking.
We should twin one day.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm just going to talk a little money with you. Good money. Y'all love to hear from me when it's talking about giving you money. So for the month of February, we gave you just over $97,000, just shy of $98,000. We'll do a little better this time. February's total revenues were $1.3 million. Came through the office downstairs, just that little bitty place. For the month of March, as of the 14th, we're already nearly at just over $1 million for this month already in total revenues. Just to update you a little bit on our passports, we did 38 passports in the month of February, which is double what we did in January. So we're really picking up on a lot of folks from the Tennessee area. So anybody that wants to get a passport here, you don't have to live in Barren County. So we've had people from Lafayette and Westmoreland and on down closer to Nashville area. So they drive up here because it takes months to get an appointment in that area. So it's kind of cool to attract people from another state that want to come here and hang out with us, because we're pretty cool. Let's see. We did get our MVR audit in February, and we've been approved for the shorter audit in 2024, known as the AUP, and that's going to save us a whole lot of money. It's about a third of the cost of what we pay for the MVR, so the full audit. So we're excited. If y'all need anything, you know where to find us. We're finishing up our busiest month of the season here, March. The next couple of weeks are going to be pretty heavy. And April, it's big also, but not as big as March. So any questions? Nope. Good.
Please tell your staff how much we appreciate them.
Will do.
You cannot come by that office that it ain't full, and I don't see how it can get any busier.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so
do a
much.
wonderful
I will
job.
let them know. They are rock stars down there, and, you know, we're still probably short one person, but they're just doing it. So they're awesome.
Always got a smile.
They do. Thank you. Thank
you.
y'all.
Next up, Jailer, Mr. Shirley.
Morning, Court.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, for the month of February, our crews went out and they covered 144.78 miles. They picked up 811.2 bags of trash, 47 tires, 41 wildlife, and put in 5,248 inmate hours. For the year total, they've already covered 253 miles of the county, picked up 1,415 bags of trash, 158 tires off the side of the road, 61 wildlife, and put in 10,920 inmate hours. At $15 an hour, that's a savings to the county of $163,800. Also, we had our biannually jail inspection. Just got the report back on it. They only deemed us for one thing, which was overcrowding, which is the one thing that we have no control over. But the one thing that I was very proud of, we had 0 issues with maintenance. We had 0 issues with cleanliness. And in my closing report that they come and do with me, they commended us on how clean and how well maintained our jail was. So I want to at least thank my staff, because without them, we couldn't do this. So y'all have any questions for us?
a great job too to the inmates too. They've been helping out the elementary schools
Yeah,
and
they-
some of the others to clean up some of the storm damages.
And they've been over at the health department. They've really put in some time over there and made pretty quick work of it, so.
Yeah, they did. It's crazy how quick it happened. So thank you so
Thank
much.
y'all.
I just wanted to bring up, I was in the jail about 2 weeks ago, and I went into one of the cells with the jailer, and everything that he just mentioned, I can back it up firsthand with my own eyes. Good job.
They're doing great.
I did, I was up there all night.
Thank you, Court.
He said, did you
Thank
spend
you.
the night? Parks and Rec, Chris Jennings.
Good morning.
Morning.
Well, that time of year is here.
Yeah, so. Team selections.
Oh, we just wrapped that up Sunday night. So I think everyone is aware that we are competing every year with youth travel sports. And we are lucky being from a rural area. A lot of rural area, their recreation departments is now deceased, and their youth sports has deceased because of youth travel sports. So these numbers, I'm always scared every year when registration starts of where's our numbers truly going to be, especially with the amount of money this county has invested into this department, into this program, into our youth, into our community. So this year, I'm going to go ahead and give you the total number. And these numbers are really, I'm so proud of these numbers here. We ended up with 706 athletes this year in our spring league, which we surpassed last year's numbers. Spring baseball, we ended up with 506. Spring softball was 160. In years past, we've offered an age group 13, 15 with baseball, but we've never truly offered a 14 to 16 age group for girls middle school fast pitch softball league. And there has been a demand there for that age group, for that league, but the numbers just have not been there enough to fully staff a league more than due teams. So we put a poll out online. We had talked to some surrounding counties, and we felt like from our numbers that we would at least give it a shot this year. And so we opened up a registration for what we're calling the middle school league, and that is for not just Barren and Glasgow. That's for surrounding counties that are in our District 6 with Cal Ripken and Babe Ruth, which consist of Warren, Allen, Edmondson, Hart, Cumberland, and Greene County. And we were able to get 40, as of today, we were able to get 40 girls, which will end us up with about 4 teams this year. And we'll have girls that are coming from Monroe County, Metcalfe County, and a few girls from Allen County. So I hope this is a league and program that we can sustain every year and be able to offer a league to that age group and to the girls that don't make the middle school team, that do play middle school softball. In our area, which is District 15 through Kentucky High School Athletic Association, our softball, middle school softball programs play in the spring in the 15th district. So there's about a year's span that these girls are kind of just sitting and not playing if they're not involved in some type of travel program. Through all that, in our registration fees, we brought in $41,990. I did not collect the middle school league registration fees during the sign-ups, strictly due to not knowing whether or not if that league was going to make this year. I just didn't want the court to have to issue and refund a bunch of payments. That payment will be collected upon their first practice, and we'll be looking at an additional $2,600 there on registration fees. And that would bring us to $44,590. Of course, I was out January and February from fiscal court. It has been truly a busy winter for me and my staff. Once that we decided that we were going to start what we're considering the sports complex, which is basically all the playing surfaces, everything inside the park gates, that we would start maintaining that in-house. That would require at least me and one member of my staff to be licensed through the Kentucky Department of Agriculture to receive a turf and ornamental, what they call a Category 3 applicator's license. So Stephen and I both enrolled. We went to continuing education class in Bowling Green this past winter. It was back in February. It was presented and recognized from Team Barge and recognized through the Kentucky Department of Agriculture. After our continuing education hours, we went to Hardin County, Kentucky to their co-op office there and sit through 8 more hours of continuing education, and we took our applicator's license. And I'm proud to report Stephen and I both passed our exams, and we both now are licensed applicators. And so we fall under, with Jamie and Susan at the road department, we fall underneath them with their applicator's license as well. Sorry, I got just a few things to report here. It's been a minute. So Stephen and I, like I said, something I do want to highlight, like I said, the money that's been invested down there at our park and our facilities are some of the very best now in the state of Kentucky, and we want to make sure that we can maintain our facilities properly. Stephen, there's a online groundskeeper university. Beacon Athletics is the one who offers what they call Groundkeepers University, and there's a certification. Stephen, he enrolled in it back in December. I enrolled in it back in January. They offer up to 26 classes. Stephen and I enrolled in 22 out of the 26 classes, and Stephen and I both passed and have our certification through Beacon Athletics through the Groundskeeper University. So very proud of Stephen and my staff and Missy here, what Missy does best. She went out this winter, again, like she did back last year, door to door, trying to make new relationships and try to get some sponsorships and partnerships down there at the park. And through Missy's hard work, people are starting to call us wanting to do business now and wanting to get involved down there in the park instead of us having to do all the calling. And so thank you so much, Missy, for what all you do every day. I think most of you all are aware I presented in this court. I reached out to Babe Ruth headquarters and I put our name in for the 12U Cal Ripken State Tournament, and I found out last week that we were awarded the 12U Cal Ripken State Tournament this year, July, at Jackie Browning Park. That's huge. That will bring teams in from all over the entire state of Kentucky. We've also signed an agreement with Bluegrass Showcase Tournaments. They are out of Litchfield, Kentucky. They are a part of what they call USSSA organization. They are a sanctioning body, and they'll be hosting their first tournament here the 3rd week in June. Yep. So thank you all. That's all I got.
Big news.
Yep.
Yeah, and construction at the park should be complete with most everything done by the end of spring break. So
Yep.
you'll see paving going on out there April the 7th.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up, road department. Oh, there he is. I didn't see you back there.
Well, good morning, Court.
Good morning.
Weather, that's all I can say. We got flooding every week. It just throws something different at us. It's wash something out or trees fall down or what have you. But good news, though, our contractor started yesterday to start prepping the first road to get put back. So maybe next week, you know, depending on, let's see, when
That
they
was
fire up
Hollow Road,
blacktop.
right?
So
Hollow Road started Monday, right?
they started prepping.
Preparing. Yeah, but I'm saying that,
Yeah,
that project.
yeah. So they might move on to road number 2 today if they get that far. So, and I got a crew out there helping haul material out. So that's encouraging.
Just for record, can you say which roads that we're doing right currently that's already in motion that we've approved?
Happy Hollow, and then they were moving from there to go to Oilwell.
Oh, well, that's right.
So,
Okay.
so past that, I don't know, but that's the first 2 roads. So.
I gave them a go-ahead, I think, on Payne Loop as well, and then there's another one that's on there. Tracy and Wood Store, Etoll, sorry. Yes.
So yeah.
So those are all, they've all been approved. We're just,
Yes.
the contractor's just, it's in the works. So,
It's in
yeah.
the works, into the works. So, and we're still running Total Patcher every day. We got potholes everywhere, and we're trying to get worked on them. We're trying to get worked on them. So, past that, that's about all I got. That, and we'll be mowing before you know it, and probably spraying for poisonous hemlocks. I'm glad Chris brought that up. We'll be monitoring that when to get on that. So,
Yeah.
so, all right. Thank you, Court.
Thank you, Jamie, always. Oh, next up is the sheriff, Kent King. How you doing? Good morning.
Pretty good game. Unfortunately, we didn't pull it out, but
Yeah,
a lot of
good
people there.
season.
Yep. Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
How's everybody? Kind of business as usual on our side. Year-to-date calls is 1,981 year-to-date. Weather-related, some of them, accidents type stuff. Warmer weather, people are out moving, more motorcycles, more things like that. So we've seen a slight spike in accidents early in the year due to weather. It's a little unfortunate, but other than that, it's moving right along. Any questions or comments for me?
Great job as always.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Administrative Budget Committee meeting was canceled. Mr. Kinslow, do you have anything?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
want to let everybody know that even though we didn't have a meeting this month, I have been busy recently the last few weeks. The judge, the county treasurer, myself, and the various department heads in the county, we've been meeting and going over the budget for this coming fiscal year, and we've got about 99% of the budget worked out. Just want to let everybody know that even though my committee didn't have a meeting this month, I've been hard at work recently to make sure that we're going to be business as usual next year.
We're planning,
all.
we're planning to, I guess, bring the budget, middle of April, and then for the first reading and the second reading at the beginning of May. So, all right. Building and Property Committee, Mr. Botts.
Yes, we had our regular scheduled meeting this morning at 8 a.m. in the Fiscal Court conference room. All members was present this morning, myself, Tim Coomer, and Ronnie Stinson. And we have one item that we want to get a proposal here for the Barren County Government Center, a wall that needs to be put up. And I have that figure that we voted in on our committee, so I'm going to ask the court. I'm making a motion for J&K Construction for $6,550. That's 6550.00 for the construction of that wall. So I'll put that into a motion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to approve the installation of the wall on the second floor for $6,500, correct?
$6,550.
$6,550, sorry, I missed that. Okay, second by Mr. Coomer. Any discussion? Just for the public to know, we are preparing this for hopefully the Commonwealth Attorney who will be moving in here on the second floor in April. And there'll be much more space for him. He'll be able to get another attorney as well. And it's, like I said, the state will pay rent to the county for that facility. So, okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Judge.
Okay, next, Economic Development meeting canceled. Mr. Gross, do you have anything?
Well, I think you can attest this, Judge, just like what Mr. Richardson said a while ago, there are some good things going on in the county right now.
Turn your mic on. Yeah, there you go.
I thought I'm loud enough you can hear me. I said there are some good things going on in the county, especially in the Cave City area, and we're happy for them.
Yep. All right, Emergency Management Solid Waste Committee. Mr. Stinson.
Judge, we did meet, members present, Derek, Tim, Garland, Marcus, and myself. Really no action taken in our meeting. The only thing I'd like to bring up is Marcus pointed out that the cleanup week this time will be in 2 separate weeks. Am I doing that right, Marcus? So I just want everyone to be aware of that and to make all the public aware of that. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Hold on, are you on? Garland, you're not on there. Garland, I want to call you up real quick. One, I want you to explain what we talked about with FEMA, how what's went down in the last week, month or so, just so people understand where we're at.
I've been busy with FEMA. We've had a couple in-person meetings, a couple phone calls discussing Ritter's Mill and Glover Road specifically. We've had conversations about the Payne Loop, the Happy Hollow, all those that have been approved for contractors to start repair. I've been given the verbal go-ahead on that from FEMA. But with Ritter's Mill and Glover, the approach is washed out on those bridges and those box culverts. That is going to require some mitigation rather than just repair. With mitigation, we can't approve anything until FEMA gives us the go-ahead. It's not going to be a verbal or retroactive thing. So I've actually got our PDMG project development manager is coming down next Monday and Tuesday and going to spend 2 days with us. We're going to get site inspections done on Ritter's Mill with a mitigation expert who will then want to see the engineered plans that we have for our recommended fix. So we still don't have any answers that, yes, we're going to be able to start this on a certain date, but we are moving closer. We weren't told no, so we're moving
Yeah, and
closer.
we just need to make sure too on those engineer plans that the second review we have with the second engineering firm is included those notes.
Right, FEMA requested a second opinion. They requested a bridge inspection, which was done, and thank you, Joe, for sending Nathan out for that. So we had the inspection done, and then we've got a second opinion on the engineering. There were a couple of things that we discussed, but overall he agreed with the plans that we have for adding turn down walls and concrete. So with that, hopefully next week we'll have some more answers. Susan is tracking everything at the road department, and I will tell you, just a shout out to her, and I haven't even told her this, but FEMA called me yesterday, and they have hundreds of project managers. And the one that's coming to Barren County specifically requested us. We dealt with him last year, and he said that in all of the counties and all the states he's worked in, Susan keeps the best records and makes this process go much easier.
Good job, Susan.
To the point that he requested to come back here, so
Yeah.
that's all I got.
And everything that those two do really truly bring back a large amount of money to Barren County to reimburse us for the time, the use of our equipment, and our employees. So that's a huge deal. Next thing, jail committee meeting was canceled. Mr. Durham, do you have anything?
No, not at this time.
Okay. Parks and Rec committee met. Mr. Pettigrew.
Yes, the Park and Rec Committee met yesterday morning, March 17th at 10 a.m. here at the Barren County Government Center. We discussed internet service and public Wi-Fi relation partnership with the South Central Rural Telephone, and no action was taken at this time. That's all I've got.
Okay. Next up, Transportation Committee, Mr. Coomer.
Transportation Committee met yesterday. We approved putting out invitations to bid on our normal things we use every year, is like crushed stone, or corrugated metal, galvanized plastic pipe, plant mix, road oil, and then even some bids for excuse me, snow and ice removal when we can't. We have a lot, we get some help on the side, and we did discuss some chip seal projects. We're thought about, I know that hasn't been done in our county for a while, and but we've got a lot of dead end roads that don't have high traffic, that are falling apart, that we can do about, approximately at least 3 miles of chip seal for less than we can do a mile of blacktop. And for some of these non-highly traveled roads, I feel like that they would be sufficient for several years. And so we're looking into that. Also, we discussed seeking bids for Beech Tree Lane widening for a build design. As y'all know, we widened that as far as pushing the trees and everything. It was a really dangerous road, and we've got all that done, and we're ready to go in and do the actual work of getting it lined up and ditched and tiled and blacktopped, and maybe changing the entrance a little bit to make it a little safer to pull out onto 249. So we discussed putting that out for a build design. Also, we discussed the bids for Sidon Bridge repair. As everyone knows, was lucky enough to acquire
51,000.
I knew the judge would know exactly.
Second highest in the state. I'm not.
Second highest in the state. But that bridge has been in in need of repair for quite a while. I mean, it's safe now, but it's deteriorating. We're looking at, I know a lot of people sees on there that something about painting it. The painting is not just for cosmetic look. It helps after they do the repairs. That helps protect the repairs and helps against the salt and stuff on that. So we're going to put out bids for that project. And the last thing was the discussing the Mount Pleasant Road entrance. We've already got the design for that. Just putting out bids of changing the way the entrance is to make it a lot safer for pedestrians or people, traffic pulling out there. And we want to put, do I need to make a motion to
That's
put
what I'm
those
thinking.
out?
Yeah, I think we need to.
Just do them all
Yeah, just
together?
make a motion on each. Basically, we just make a motion on each of them to put those to bid. That's what we need to do. So do each of those. Yep.
Okay, first one, I make a motion to put out the bill design for Beech Tree Lane. I make that motion that we put out that bid for.
Okay, I have a motion and a second.
Second.
Second, Mr. Pettigo. Discussion on Beech Tree Lane. So we did, in the new program through the House and the Senate, we did get Beech Tree Lane. That is coming to us in July. I've already seen it in the documents from LRC. And so we're going to go ahead and do this as a design build project to pack it all into one to get it moving a little bit quicker. We got 2 design estimates, and just with the cost of design and the time requirement, I feel like we're better to do a design build on this one. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Put in the form of a motion to put out the Citizens Bridge repair project for bids.
Okay, motion for Siddons Bridge putting in to bid.
Second.
I'm going to give that one to Kinslow. Second by Kinslow. This, basically what we'll put to bid is all of the inspection reports that KYTC sent us that needs to be done to the bridge to basically, what I was told about the application is we were a true bridge preservation application. So this is preserving a bridge, basically. So all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
And the last one's the seeking bids for the Mount Pleasant Road entrance.
Yes, I have a motion on the floor to put Mount Pleasant Road, the new entrance project there to bid.
Second.
Second by Durham. Any discussion? All in favor? What? Go ahead.
Okay. No, I just gonna say that road at Mount Pleasant, it's been this, of course, everybody knows it's been this way for years, but it's such a dangerous, you just shut your eyes and go and hope you make it. It's what you do, and hopefully that will help that entrance and make it a lot safer.
Yeah.
Yep. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have.
That's it? Okay. And I will reiterate on what Mr. Coomer and what everybody says about roads. You know, I've been kind of championing this in Frankfurt a little bit, and I talked to Mr. Williams about it the other day. You know, people don't realize how many roads we have in Barren County. We have 612 county miles, and we're only guaranteed around $2.2 million a year towards roads. And that's also to pay for your road department employees, that's to pay for your equipment, that's to pay for your facility, and then pay for road improvements. So, you know, I do wish that we could figure out something. I mean, it's never enough. I mean, even Joe and them don't get enough either. There's just so many issues you run into with the weather that we have, between flooding and snow, and it's a lot. We have a lot of water in Barren County. So, but anyway, we're always trying to get more money. I think last year we brought an extra $2.4 million in addition to the guaranteed fund, so that's good, but it's still never enough. So we got to get more. We did pave a lot last year, though. We paved more than we ever did, and it's still not enough. So next, just trying to make a plug, Joe, in case you got any extra cash laying around in District 3. You know. Okay. Approvement payment of claims as presented. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Coomer. Second by Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the transfer of funds. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Botts.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve personnel actions. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by Kinslow. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need acknowledgement, receipt of proposed jail fund budget for 2025 and 2026 fiscal year.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kinslow, second by Durham. This is basically, we've pretty much gotten the jail budget ready to, part of the budget process is the jail budget and emergency management budgets have to be done by the end of March. And we have gotten that done. So we're good to go on that. Motion second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the budget amendment 2024, 2025 fiscal year. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. The reason why we have to do this, one of the main reasons is we've gotten $1 million that was just sent to us this week for projects, so it's multi-county projects for the professional services for our multi-county projects. So we just got the $1 million in. Right? Yeah, awesome. Okay, motion second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve mowing of interchange in Cave City for the county's contribution for the Cave City mowing project for the interchange. I need a motion and a second before I can discuss. Motion by Stinson.
Second.
Second by Gross. This is basically, we started this project last year with 31 and Cumberland Parkway interchange here at exit 11. Or it is 11, it's 11, yeah. And you can see a major difference in the way it looks. It looks great. We also did the outer loop this year. There's some areas that we've requested the contractor to clean up in addition to the mowing that they're going to take care of. The next project to add, and Cave City and I have been in talks about this, the mayor and city council just approved their contribution of the night. The private developer that was here earlier that owns the land where the industries will be has a contribution that they are making towards it as well. And Beautify Barren County is making a contribution towards it. So it's a 4-entity working together for this mowing. It's 8 mowings a year addition with the new signs that Cave City has too. It'll just add a better experience for them as well to make those look even better. And there are major discussions happening with that project right now, and the developers really wanted to see this done. So, okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No.
Motion carries. That was 2 no's, right? Just making sure I had five yeses. There was 2 no's, right? Oh, 1, okay. Okay, just making sure it passed. That's what I was making sure I didn't vote again. Okay. Gotcha. Approve the contract for the design of Park City Amphitheater with Deco Architects. This is the motion that needs to happen. So we put this out to bid in January. We got this back in February. We began negotiations with the architect. So they will get this project up to packet ready for construction. There's a private investor also looking at this project as well to do a PPP on this. And the total contract for architect and design is $271,200 for the design of the Park City Amphitheater and drive-in movie project. This will be paid for with the $1 million that we've been given by the House and the Senate to start this project. And like I said, the $1 million's already in the account, and it is strictly for professional services for the multi-county projects. You cannot use it for anything else, okay? We have to make an initial payment of $54,240 to get the project moving. This will be a huge addition for Park City. So, motion for approve the contract for $271,200 to DECO with initial payment that will be sent for $54,240. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Stinson.
Second.
Second by Kinslow. Discussion.
I will say it's nice to see work going on over there on this piece of property for the restaurant and stuff is starting, so it is a start for Park City and growth.
Yeah, I met with a developer yesterday that was looking at Park City as well. So, okay. Anything else? We'll do a roll call on that just because of the amount.
Jeff Fox?
Yes.
Derek Pettigo?
Yes.
Tim Brown?
Yes.
Tim Coomer?
Yes.
Marty Kinslow?
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson?
Yes.
Brad Gross?
Yes.
Motion carries. Just to reiterate again, this money is given to us from Frankfurt. This is not coming from tax dollars. Well, it is coming from overall tax dollars, but not from Barren County Direct. Need to approve the contract for the agriculture he didn't get that to you, though, in time, right? So we're pushing that. That design architect has been selected. It's also coming from the $1 million for the Ag Expo Center, but he didn't get us the contract in time. So I'm pushing that to the April 2nd meeting? It's a Tuesday. Is it the 1st? Okay. April 1st meeting is when that will be discussed. So just making sure everybody understands that. Okay? Approve the contract for the auction sale for the Bryant Realty and Auction. Need a motion and second.
Motion?
Motion by Botts.
Second.
Second by Coomer, I think got that. This one, the auction date is April the 24th for the health department. The old health department, we were getting it cleaned out this week. You're going to start seeing some advertising and signs going up. We're excited to get that put to auction. So please tell any and everyone that you know that might be interested in a piece of property right beside of downtown that I do think has a lot of value to it, and I'd love to see that go pretty good. So, anything else? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to acknowledge the Kentucky Transportation 2025 and 2026 Rural and Secondary Program. Motion and second before Mr. Williams can speak.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? Here we go.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm Blake, engineering supervisor for Glasgow section.
And you do a great job, by the way. Just
Thank
letting you
you.
know. Yes.
Got Justin Young here, he's the branch manager for PDMP2, and Joe Plump, CDE, chief district engineer. Pursuant to KRS 177.33, we're here to present the Barren County fiscal year 25-26 rural secondary program. And I've laid a handout for everybody, and there's a map on the back. The projected allotment for 25-26 is $1,955,890. Last year we had a carryover of $211,814. That leaves us the total funds available for 25-26 year is $2,167,704. And item one on our list is our routine maintenance and traffic on 145.491 miles of rural secondary roads in Barren County at 5,108 a mile. And that is 38% of the initial distribution. It's 743,200. Item two is one of our projects. It's a continuation of one of last year's submittals. It's asphalt resurfacing on 2.2 miles of Kentucky 2131 Core Hill Halfway Road, beginning at the intersection of Kentucky 740, extending north to the intersection with Evans Road. Its project total is $304,824. Next project, item three, is asphalt resurfacing on 6.79 miles of Kentucky 839 No Bob Road, beginning at the Monroe County line, extending north to the intersection with Kentucky 90, 6.79. That project cost is $828,410. Item four is the flex funds, which is allocated to the county for their supplementary resurfacing needs. It's 15% of the initial distribution. That's $293,384. Leaves us a balance of zero. Ask that you just write us in on the minutes, and please send me a copy whenever you approve next meeting.
Okay.
Any questions?
Real quick, I know you got here, Joe, just to give public perspective on the other bigger projects that like 90. You know, I always get questions. You ready? You knew it. You knew it. I was like, okay, go ahead. Come on up.
Appreciate Blake being here and explaining the rural secondary program to you, but we have a lot of other great projects going on in Barren County, and I wanted to just take a minute to explain that. First of all, I do want to just make appreciation of our staff, just like Jamie mentioned earlier about flooding and snow and ice. I mean, we've been dealing with it as well on state roads, so it's been a pretty tough winter with a lot of roads. We had at one point 75 state roads in south central Kentucky that were underwater, some segment of the road was closed. So I know you're proud of your staff. We're proud of our staff as well. And like I always say, our maintenance crew here at the KYTC office, they're Barren Countyans, so they care about the roads here just like you do. Make a mention about our primary route repaving. So Blake mentioned the rural secondary roads, and we come to you every year to explain that because it's outlined in law to do so. But we also have a process for identifying our primary routes. So think about US 68, 31E, etc. And we do have South Green in the list. It hasn't been let yet. It was supposed to be let in February, but it had to be shifted. So we anticipate it'll be let in the next month or two and then constructed this year. So that's the plan. So if you're getting complaints about South Green, just know that's in the works. We also have a planning study underway with a consultant about the Glasgow Square. And I know there's a lot of concerns about pedestrian safety, about traffic mobility through the square. And before we repave the square a year or so from now, we want to look at, well, what can we do that may change parking locations or crosswalks, or what if we reinvent the wheel altogether and have two-way traffic instead of the one-way circle? So everything's on the table at this point. The court will be part of those discussions as we move into that study. So we'll work through the judge, and many of you will be invited to that. Also wanted to mention, like the judge was mentioning, we have several highway plan projects. So these are capital improvements. These are widening. This is new construction. And the one that's on the radar is Highway 90, Happy Valley Road from Glasgow to Cave City. We have completed all of the right-of-way acquisition. Utilities are in the works. Farmers is the biggest player out there, so until they're finished, we can't start construction, but they've been very cooperative with us to help move miles of poles. Right now, it's scheduled to go to letting in July. Excuse me, actually June. So best case scenario, the contractor is starting work later this year, and we'll work throughout next year as well. But by late 26, we should see a modernized Happy Valley Road with a lot of paving opportunities and just a safer corridor altogether. Also, a lot of folks are interested in the Trojan Trail intersection with Roseville Road. We did have a public meeting back in October, and you wonder, what's going on? You haven't heard anything in a while. Well, the design is being completed by American Engineers, hometown folks here. We had our last plan review last Friday, and now we're ready to move into the right-of-way phase. We still have some environmental work to be completed, and we can't move into the right-of-way phase until the environmental boxes have been checked, so to speak. But we're hopeful to start the right-of-way phase this summer. Now, we will need more funding in the next highway plan to complete construction, but at least we can start the right-of-way and the utility process. Cleveland Avenue is another one. We have 70 parcels that we're buying from. 37 offers have already been made, so we're past the halfway point on that. Lots of utilities to move. We're still a couple of years from construction, but you're probably hearing from residents out there that we're knocking on doors, we're making offers, we're buying frontage property from folks. Water Street is another one with the culvert. Finishing the design. We don't have the funding in the budget for right-of-way this cycle, although we are able to start some preliminary work, appraisals, title work, that sort of thing with the money that we do have. Same way with utilities. Local utilities can start their preliminary engineering, but we're going to need additional funding in next year's highway plan that goes through the executive branch and the legislative branch in order to finish that project. So best case scenario would probably be late 26, more likely 27 before we're taking that structure out and completing it with a prefabricated concrete structure to make it look very similar to the structure that's there now. And then Exit 11, we've talked about Exit 11, making it look a lot more aesthetically appealing. Well, what if we just reconstructed that entire interchange? You have signals that are in close proximity, and there is a request for proposal out now for consultants to work with us on reinventing Exit 11. What could that look like? Go with me to Henderson sometime, and I'll show you what they've done there at Henderson County High School. The triple roundabouts. You can go to other places like Paducah and see where they have the crossover where It improves mobility through the intersection where you have intersections that are close proximity. What we don't want to do is just add a bunch of traffic signals that's going to create more delays and safety concerns. So we're looking at that holistically, and we're going to start that process later this year. And finally, I know everyone's curious about Columbia Avenue. I wish it could go faster than it is, but look, if we could go out there and add an inch of asphalt and call it a day, we would have done that already, and that would have cost us about $500,000. But this is a $7 million project. We're going to be taking all of that old 80-year-old concrete out, reconstructing all of those drainage boxes, because there's some poor drainage, and the drainage is really what causes the foundation to fail like it is. So we're working with our consultant on that. We don't have final plans yet, but at some point we're going to have to work with all those property owners and buy easements and move some utilities. There are water lines and gas lines in the road, and in order to remove all that old concrete pavement, we're going to have to work with utility companies. It's a complex project, but we're up for the task, and we know you're getting complaints about it as well. We do every week, and we're excited to get that done as soon as we can. So it's probably going to be another year or so before we're able to do that. But trust me, we are working behind the scenes. You don't see things happening, but things are happening on Columbia Avenue. Other questions you might have? Or?
Y'all good? Yeah.
Thanks for the opportunity to share
Thank
today.
you.
Okay. Next up, we need to vote on that. So we've made a motion and a second for the rural and secondary program. We need a motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve, you'll need the minutes. You need the minutes for that too. And the next, do we need to get y'all that? Okay, so we'll have that April 1st. Okay. Approve the right-of-way permit application for Salem Church Road for cable installation. Do we need to hold on that? Okay, we're waiting on that to the next meeting. Ratify Kentucky Transportation amended agreement for bridge repair and replacement. Need a motion and a second. Motion by, was that Durham?
Second.
Second by Coomer. Questions on that? Let me see that. Is that from getting the money for the, they just had a change, and, okay, just making sure when hey, I'll take more money out of that. It's not more money. It's the same, they just changed something in the agreement, that's all it is. It was just wording, correct? Okay, so the amount's still the same, $751,000. Okay, I need a motion and a second for me to sign that. Motion by Durham. Second by Coomer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the donation to community. Okay, so in this one, it was worded a little bit different. Libby and them, I'm not saying that we're not going to, but we just need, they want to hear from you all first, and then we'll have to review all that and have those discussions. We're just not going to do it today, okay? So I'm going to call you, we're not even doing motion second. We're just going to let you all speak about your all's program, and then we'll discuss when we're putting together the budget, so.
Good morning, everyone. I am Libby Short, Executive Director of Community Partners for Recovery, Christy Wall, Program Director, and A.K. Murray, who is our board chair. We also have our treasurer, Bill Murray, over here as well. So Community Partners for Recovery is a new nonprofit established here in Barren County in November of 2024. And we are opening a recovery community center at 112B Ensminger Drive. If you are not familiar with the Recovery Community Center, that is a very non-clinical support for people who are battling what is truly the biggest problem that we have in our community, which is substance use disorder. I know Tim talked about one of the deaths was an overdose. We want to reduce those. So it's not only about reducing overdoses, but it's helping move people into recovery. It's helping them with programs to sustain whether they're in short-term recovery, long-term recovery, and it's also programs to help friends and family members who very much need that assistance too, and I speak personally when I say that. So what a recovery community center consists of, ours will have harm reduction supplies, because if people are still using, we want to make it safer for them and cut down overdoses. But what we really want to do is engage them, move them into a recovery pattern if they are ready for inpatient treatment. Partnerships that we've made with other organizations, we'll be able to pick up the phone, get them assessed and into a treatment facility, on their way to a treatment facility within 2 hours. We will also have space for Goodwill to come in and do the programs like they do at the Opportunity Center in Bowling Green, like the RISE program, Cars to Work program, such as those. We will also have recovery coaches that work one-on-one with people who are in recovery, new or long-term. All of our recovery coaches will be people in recovery, because that peer understanding is very important, but it's also important to us that we're giving jobs to people who have a little bit more of a problem finding a job. What am I missing, girls? We will also have multiple NA and AA meetings per week. We will have Smart Recovery for friends and family, as well as a Smart Recovery for teens, as one of the school systems reached out to us and asked us to do some type of program for the teen in the community, because it is that big of a problem. We also would like at some point to be able to send our recovery coaches into the jail to be able to work with people one-on-one before they come out, so that they are on a good footing when they come out. So not only do we offer recovery services, but it's also the social aspect, because a lot of times people, when they are in recovery, their family and friends are not conducive to the lifestyle they are leading at that point. We will also be able to help with resume writing, interview prep, even job placement. And we will also have art therapy, horticulture therapy, and I could go on and on and on, because we have so many things that we have planned for this building. But we are asking the court for $10,000 to help with operations. And in your packet, I know I sent Shonda a Fletcher economic report. So that report, the Fletcher Group, is actually a rural center for excellence that was founded by former Governor Ernie Fletcher and his wife, and it is based in London, Kentucky. And they work specifically with addiction and recovery housing. So if you look at that, I plugged in some numbers. I plugged in a $300,000 a year operating budget with $125,000 startup. And per that report, you can see that over a 15-year time horizon with 500 clients a year, that is well over $1 billion economic impact to Barren County. That is through avoided criminal justice, avoided productivity, avoided medical care costs, as well as avoided premature mortality and morbidity. So, y'all have anything to say? Everybody always leaves the talking up to me.
Could you tell us what other funding you're receiving from what other entities?
Well, we are a nonprofit, so we have had private donations. We currently are waiting on the decision from the opioid abatement grant that the county was fabulous, as well as Matt back here from the Brad office. And we also are waiting on money from TVA. So, and with a nonprofit, it's always going to be you're raising money. Right. So, but we just feel like, we can sit back and wait until we think we have is there ever enough money to do what you want to do? But at some point, the problem gets bigger, and it's time for somebody to actually do something to help a large demographic in Barren County. And when I say that, we gathered information from August 23 to August 24. So let me give you a couple of things that might be a little staggering to you. TJ Sampson, just TJ Sampson, not even counting any other medical facilities here. From August 23 to August 24, between their OBGYN department, their emergency room, and their urgent clinic, there were 279 females who were pregnant who presented with either drugs and or alcohol in their system. 279 in 1 year. And that's just TJ. So that's not counting the ones that see providers from Graves Gilbert or the Med Center, or, let's face it, did not have a positive drug test at the time they were seen. So, this is not just that person and that family. This is a true community problem. And like I said, it is honestly the largest problem that we have. So that's the other thing is with Judge Alexander's court, In the last 5 years, the number of felony drug cases in his court was around 54%. Metcalfe County's was about 58. So, and we will be serving clients from not only Barren County, but Metcalfe, Hart, basically anywhere. You know, if somebody feels the need and they want to come and see us, then our doors are open. I don't care if they're high as kite when they walk in. If they're ready for treatment, we can help them and get them on their way. So, yes, Community Partners for Recovery, CPR, and we're asking y'all to join us in our journey of giving life back to this community.
I want to thank you for coming in today. First of all, this hits close to home to me as well. It's tough, and I personally would like to ask the county to do what they can for this.
Thank you.
AK don't know what she means to so many people in Barren County, and I'm not I've not had a personal one-on-one with each of you all, but I have with her. The Murrays hold a special place in our hearts, and I would like to, anything the county can do for this. We don't have nothing in Barren County.
You're right.
We don't have nothing.
You're right.
You have to go to Bowling Green, and you walk to work. You've got to live this to understand it, and I have with family members, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate what y'all doing.
Thank you for that.
I cannot.
Thank you for sharing that.
And it means a lot. Means a lot to me, and I've been very sad that Barren County is not standing behind this.
Well, I'll just tell you, and thank you so much for your words and sharing that with us. I know I'm a parent of an addict, so I understand the journey, But one of the things you mentioned was, people have to walk to work. Yeah, because, people who are fighting addiction and have actually made that step and moved into recovery, a lot of times they're having to walk to work. They have a harder time getting a job. They have a harder time finding somewhere to live.
You're going to hire a felon.
Yeah, because of the felony background, if they had a felony drug possession, I was in property management for 25 years. I've had to refuse somebody an apartment because their felony was 9 years and 5 months old. That 7 months of somebody who's doing amazing now still kept me from renting to them. And it is, like I said, it is truly the biggest problem that this community has. And one of our goals, just to let y'all know, is we would really love at some point to see Barren County deemed a recovery-ready community. And a recovery community center is one piece of that puzzle. Any other questions?
No. Well, like I said, we're not done with the budget yet, so
Yeah.
we'll do this in our budget committee. Marty.
I'll be fighting.
And so.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Shannon never came in. Shannon, she never came in. I didn't see her, no. Okay, need to approve the invoice from Barren County Business Supply for $7,332. I need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Kinslow. What was that? Who did the second? Pettigo did the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the Bradshaw fencing bill, that is part of that's nothing in addition to the approved repairs to the back 3 fields. That's just an invoice that came in. She just put that through. So we're not really approving any new project. I just want everybody to understand that.
Yes.
We're just paying that bill. So I need to approve the invoice for Bradshaw fencing for $21,000. Need a motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Pettigo.
Second.
Second by Durham. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. All right, closing remarks. Next fiscal court meeting will be April the 1st, 2025. It is our Zoom meeting, and I have discussed we're going to do a town hall in the next couple weeks. I'm going to try to set the date before spring break so we can kind of get that done before then, and I'll send out the date we are having that. Anything else from the magistrates? All good? Oh, cleanup. Yes, cleanup dates. The cleanup dates, we want that done, they're the week of March the 24th through the 29th, and March 31st through April 4th. And it goes all throughout the county. Please follow the Barren County Facebook page. It has the dates of each of those drop-offs. So thank you so much for doing everything you do with that, Marcus. You do a great job. Anything else?
Absolutely.
I need a motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.